Hi guys. I don't know if I want to start it off like that, but I promised myself nearly 2 weeks ago that I would record my first video, and here I am. Here I am recording it, and I've just finished a big night out with the drum and bass. But also before that, I went to a jazz concert for my artist date, which was very cute, and then switched it up with some drum and bass with some friends. And one thing that I've noticed lately is that I'm doing the same kind of things, but the intention is different. Like there was a time there where I really took a break from drinking since the beginning of the year, and then I drank for Blazing Swan, which was good, and then I went back to not drinking and having a couple, and then tonight I did have a few, but the intention was different. My whole intention lately, now that I'm single, and that relationship is complete, it's kind of made me come home to myself, and my ultimate goal is to just feel more of me. And I ultimately think that this is what we're looking for. This is what we're always searching for. A sense of belonging, a sense of safety, a sense of yourself, fully feeling yourself and being comfortable with it. I think that is true love. I think that is, I think that is unconditional love, and we're always searching for it. And going through this just recently, I realized how much agitation I was in beforehand. It was almost like I was constantly vibrating. Like, okay, yes, everything in this universe vibrates, but you know what I mean? Like that anxious kind of just like super fast, super quick. And it would make me do all types of things. Go out searching for love, go out and searching for parties, go out searching for something, for that love, for that acceptance, for that safety, for that home, for that family. That was what I was ultimately looking for. And now that this relationship is complete, I feel like I've actually come home to myself. And although I may be doing similar behaviors, the intention is different. Like tonight, I really just wanted to feel my whole self. I wanted to feel my whole being, and I kept telling myself, you're home, and that made me feel even more safe to be myself. I don't know if this is going to resonate with anyone. And I also just watched Theo Von's video, and he talks about similar things, you know. I think if you print out a picture of your younger self, I have my younger self all over my house and even in the work car, and you think about that child, and you think about how you were acting before, not acting, behaving before, and asking yourself, what would make that child do that? Like something along the way, something went wrong where we had to act for love, where we thought that we weren't enough just as we are, that we were scared to be ourselves, probably because we got judged by family members, or even, at school, or by our friends. There was something that made us feel less and less of ourselves. And this is why I wanted to do a video, because I was going to have a whiteboard, and my whole concept of that gap that we're looking for, that searching for love, searching for safety, searching for home, searching for a sense of ourselves. If you can picture like an outline of a body, a black outline of the body, and then the infill is white, and now you've got a second body within that body. my color is yellow. I know one of my other friends is pink. So whatever you want to have your second body color, that goes inside the first body, and that gap between that black outline and your color body is where you're trying to search for everything. Searching for a sense of connection, searching for a sense of home, searching for a sense of safety, searching for love. Everything like that is because you're not feeling yourself, because you're not really connected to yourself. And if you haven't been connected to yourself, it's going to be very painful. It is going to be very painful. If you can imagine, we've all just got this little child inside of us, okay? And if you haven't connected with that part of you, and you've shoved her aside, or you've shoved him away, or you've just closed your ears and just gone out partying and just not listened to them, of course they're going to be angry with you. Of course there's going to be emotions that need to come up, because you've neglected You've neglected yourself. Oh my God, neglected yourself. Okay? Anyone would be angry. But it's up to you to parent yourself. Like I've really been, I've been becoming a mother. Like women go through 3 different phases. We go through a maiden, which is a daughter, and then the mother, and then the crone. And right now I don't have kids, but I am a mother to myself. I'm the mother that I never had, but I'm also the father. And so every day that I look at these photos around my house of myself, I am blessed that I get to take care of her. And that's helped me a lot with the habits and stuff. Like, yes, I've just gone out to, clubbing and stuff, but the intention is different. I'm not going out there to neglect her. She is with me. She is fully connected. She is home with me when I'm out. And that's a whole different feeling. I'm not drinking to get wasted, to numb my mind, to escape from her. She is with me the whole time. And don't get me wrong, there are days where I do feel agitated, or something happens, but I check in with myself now. I'm able to hold that space. Even when things ended with my partner and I, it was like I was collapsing time. He was actually the greatest gift to me that God has given to me, because he unlocked for me all the wounds that I was carrying from my father, all the times that my father wasn't there for me. It unlocked all those core wounds, and it was like I was collapsing time, and now I was the mother and the father holding space for me to let that grief out for all those years that I was carrying it around. She had no one to turn to, because I had neglected her. And it wasn't until that day that I actually sat with her and I held her and I comforted her that everything was going to be fine. That I am finally here. That I am here to look after her, to make decisions on her behalf. And after she had cried it all out, I asked her, how can I make sure that you're okay? How can I best look after you? And you can do this too. You can ask your inner child, and they will know what they need. But if you have not connected with that inner child in a very long time, just be aware that a lot of emotions can come up, and it is to be expected. But just know, feelings and emotions, they do not last forever. And we need to we need to regulate our emotions. And it's a lot harder for us that have had parents that had no emotional regulation at all. They were like young kids themselves. I mean, so many of my friends have had childhoods like that. And I really believe it's up to our generation to put it into this. You know, life is honestly all about feelings, really. And if we don't know how to manage them, and especially the negative ones, well, I don't really like to say negative. I like to think of it more as a color wheel these days. You know, you've got happiness, sadness, anger, envy, disgust, like all these different emotions. And yes, there is going to be some ones that you feel more drawn towards, like all the happy kind of feel good emotions. And then there's going to be ones that you don't like that much. But there are things that you can learn from those that you wouldn't learn any other way. You know? Yeah, so this has just been something that's been on my mind. I've finally recorded it, not as a video, but as a voice recording. And I honestly hope this is able to help someone. How I feel right now is honestly the most content and at peace in my life that I've ever been. Like, I always felt I was searching for something. Home never felt like home. I was out about everywhere, super busy all the time, because I didn't want to feel myself, because I was so disconnected from me. And now all I want to be is me. And finally accepting me and all my weird and wondrous ways has been the best experience. And I'm excited to share more of myself with everyone. And I've honestly been so scared to do this, I think, as well, to finally put a video or a recording out. Because when you're in the sunlight, when you're in the spotlight, you don't just attract all the people that think you're amazing. You also attract all the hate that people don't like. You know, some people can be really nasty, but I've got to realize, like, it has nothing to do with my self-worth, and it has everything to do inside them, you know. So realizing that even if I do get hate when I put this out, it has no reflection of my self-worth. And I think I'm strong enough for that now. If you had told me, like in 2018, how long ago was that? 2018, 8 years ago, that I was going to be going on this journey and then making either videos or like recordings, oh my God, I wouldn't even know what to say, because I was a completely different girl then. I didn't like myself. I wanted to be anyone but me. I was, oh man, I was so depressed. But it was clear to see why. I had no friends here. It was hard to fit in. I was really overweight. Didn't like myself. My primary mood was like, who's that donkey off Winnie the Pooh? I forgot his name. Eeyore? I don't know. Anyways, just super depressed, super sad. And yeah, now I've turned my life like 180 degrees. Oh, and another thing that's helped is I've been living as a person of courage. You know, like in the Bible, it's said like 365 It's 365 times, do not be afraid or fear not. And that's basically saying, like, do not live in fear. But I believe that's not the right way to frame it, because in order for the brain to process what that information is, it has to process the word fear. So same with children, like when you tell them to stop jumping on the bed, all they hear, to process that bit of information, all they hear is jump on the bed. You know, you take off the stop and they just hear jump on the bed. So same with fear not, all you hear is fear. And do not be afraid. Yeah, you're hearing be afraid. Okay, so we need to change that. And I think how we move through fear is living with courage, because courage is the quality that you do something despite feeling the fear. You feel the fear, but you do it anyways. And since I've been doing that, my life has become so much more enjoyable, so much more, what would you say? I just have that pizzazz, you know, like I face things with a can-do attitude. I don't know if I like that word, can-do attitude, but you know what I mean? Like, I'm not scared of life anymore. I'm not scared of anything that comes in my way, because I have complete and utter faith in God, in the universe, in myself, that I will find a way to deal with it no matter what comes up. And yeah. And another thing that's really helped is my thoughts, getting a hold of my thoughts, because thoughts create our reality and it affects our emotions, like the stories that we tell ourselves, especially stuff around trauma. You know, trauma is not so much what happened to you, but what that's meaning about you to yourself, if you get my drift. Because we don't attract what we want, we always attract who we're being. Who we're being, not necessarily who we are, because I believe we are the supreme creators. We are divine source energy, here to create from love and joy, and we all serve a purpose. So it's not who we are that we attract, it's who we're being. And honestly, we need to clear up those lies. We need to clear out all the self-doubt. Like, go back to that child again and ask yourself, where did they actually get the belief that they're not loved unless they do something? Or, you know, actually start really questioning where those beliefs have come from. And I forgot what else I was going to say. But yeah, I think I might leave it for this one. I think this is a big one. I probably should have put it into chunks, but maybe we can expand on it further maybe next week. But yeah, this is my first recording. I hope you took something of value from this. And yeah, I'll be back for the next one. Ciao!